One of the most common doubts when deciding to do email marketing concerns the sending frequency. In fact, people often wonder if there is a minimum or maximum number of emails to send to their mailing list. On one hand, you want to keep your contacts informed and interested, but on the other hand, you fear clogging their inboxes with potentially too frequent messages. So, does the perfect sending frequency exist? I want to talk to you about it in today's video. I am Alexandra, and I am pleased to welcome you to the InMain Chef channel, the simplest and most fun Italian platform of in-main marketing on the market. This is where we publish our videos on how to leverage in-main marketing to reach more potential customers and increase sales. Subscribe to the channel to finally learn how to manage your email marketing, optimized to achieve tangible results. I'll start by sharing a little secret with you. The ideal sending frequency does not exist. It may seem like a diplomatic answer, but it isn't. If you send too few emails, you risk losing valuable sales opportunities. And if you send too frequently, people might get annoyed and report you as spam, causing delivery issues. For you in the future, of course, avoiding extremes is always a good practice. I would never recommend anyone to send only 2 or 3 emails a year to their mailing list. In that case, you risk people forgetting about you and marking you as spam. Similarly, I advise against sending emails every day. Besides, appearing intrusive, people might start to unsubscribe, or worse, they might send your communications to the spam folder. But excluding these extremes, there is a way to understand how many emails to send to the mailing list. What I can tell you is that it largely depends on your audience and what you want to communicate, and that is why there is no universal answer that applies to all activities. But there is good news. Today I want to share with you some tips that will always allow you to know how many emails to send to your audience. The first tip: find your balance. Consider the time you can dedicate and then challenge yourself a bit. I give you permission to steal some time from social media. Why? Because the ROI, the return on investment of social media, is 21%, significantly lower than the 4,200% of email marketing. So the investment now is well justified. This should be enough to convince you. As a general rule, I recommend starting by sending at least 1 email per week. Then create your first editorial calendar following this frequency. I strongly advise against sending emails only when you have something to say. This option can be harmful, and I'll explain why right away. Suppose your emails only arrive when you're about to launch a new product line or during discounts and promotions. There are 2 reasons why such a practice is harmful to your business. The first is that subscribers do not want to receive exclusively commercial content, but they also expect valuable, inspirational, and entertaining content. Sending emails only during a launch or during site events is a great way to be ignored. The second risk is that you might appear in their inbox so rarely that they could forget they subscribe to your mailing list. So start with 1 email a week, and if you really can't manage that, at least 2 a month, include in your calendar. Not only commercial emails, but also valuable emails that might address common doubts among your audience or give them tips and ideas on how to make the best use of what you offer. The second tip: try to get to know your audience better. Always remember that the contacts on your mailing list are not just email addresses. It may seem obvious, but sometimes we forget that behind that email list are real people who have voluntarily decided to give you their address. This means that they most likely want to receive your content. So try to get to know these people better in order to understand who they are and what they prefer. You can analyze their behaviors. Try to discover their favorite topics and read the metrics to find out when they pay the most attention to your emails. It is important to understand your audience's preferences. Some people might appreciate more frequent emails, while others may prefer to receive fewer communications. So keep an eye on the open and click metrics. If you notice that the current frequency isn't producing results, you might consider making some changes. For example, if you have an online store that sells clothing and you decide to send promotional emails to promote the new collections, you chose to send a promotional email once a week. But the metrics are not convincing, they don't convince you. They show a low open rate and a few clicks to the product pages. Something in your strategy needs to be changed. But what? You could test different solutions. You might reduce the frequency because perhaps one promotional email per week is a bit too much for your audience. Send purely promotional emails every 2 weeks and alternate them with inspirational emails for seasonal looks where you will still include and link to your products. Another thing I recommend is to examine the content of your emails. Make sure the offers are enticing, the images are high quality, and the message is clear and persuasive. Another tactic you might experiment with is conducting A/B tests to evaluate the sending frequency and the content that works best. I am also leaving a guide in the description on how to conduct an A/B test. The important thing is to adapt the sends based on the results of your audience's preferences. The goal is to improve the effectiveness of your emails and ensure that your subscribers receive interesting and refreshing content sent at a frequency that works best for them. The third tip offers some options to choose from. Some people might prefer more frequent emails, while others may want to receive fewer communications. One way to understand this: ask your subscribers directly, perhaps through a survey, or you could allow your recipients to choose from different options already during the sign-up phase of your mailing list. For example, you could ask them if they prefer to receive emails weekly, monthly, or only occasionally. In this way, you respect individual preferences and reduce the risk of unsubscribes. To close this video, I want to answer another question we often receive when talking about sending frequency. Is there a maximum number of emails to send? In short, no. Everything depends on your community of readers, what you offer, and the content you want to share. There are brand emails that I receive every day in my inbox, and yet I always read them with pleasure. And no, they never bore me. In short, to answer the initial question, there is no perfect number of emails you should send, nor is there a maximum number. My advice is to send at least one email a week and perhaps increase the frequency during the launch of a product or service. Well, that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, let us know with a like or leave us a comment, a question, or your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.